Hello, I'm host Derek, and it's time for a little political talk. That's right. Here on Talking with Famous People, host Derek's going to do a little political talk. And this is in response to a couple things. First of all, I noticed So Malicious posting various pro-Democrat stuff, you know. Liberal.
Some of them do both. Some of them do Trump and Democratic stuff.
No, well, she's very anti-Trump. She's making all these anti-Trump videos and stuff. Obviously, saying that I'm anti-Trump would suggest that I think about Trump occasionally. I don't waste my time thinking about Trump. Anyway, but the point is, what I do think about a lot is the unfortunate wrongness of well-intentioned people, like my friend Abraham here, and like So Malicious, who believe still in government as a solvency mechanism, who do not understand that when they advocate for more government, they advocate for more violence. And this is the core message I want to get across to all of the liberal people I know who are very well-intentioned and want good.
I'm going to have my earphones on.
And want good and justice and truth and stuff. That there is no way for them to meaningfully accomplish any of those outcomes through threats of violence. And when you are advocating for state action of the sort that they advocate for, you are definitely advocating for threats and or application of violence. So the question then becomes, is that application of violence justified? And what justifies it? The answer to that is there's only one legitimate justification for violence, really, and that's a response to aggression. In other words, if somebody is violating the rights, negative rights of another human being, then violence is justified. If somebody's not violating the negative rights of another human being, then violence is not justified. So where does this leave us in terms of something like taxation? Well, it puts the so-called anarcho-capitalist in a rough situation, because most people would agree that a certain amount of taxation is necessary and appropriate because there are certain things that really only government can do. For example, I don't lament the existence of national forests one bit. I don't lament the existence of certain environmental regulations one bit. And I do agree that yes, that would be a legitimate application of violence by the state. So when I say I agree with the smog laws and the smog check in California, I'm saying I agree it's appropriate to use violence against people for persistently failing to follow this law. I acknowledge this because I recognize
Hey, you're crazy.
I recognize what it means to actually support a law like that. It means I am supporting the use of violence on behalf of this particular objective.
Government's gonna go down there with a gun and be like, you better follow the smog laws.
Abraham, you
better do that.
You are insane if you do not think it boils down to violence. For example, when I was younger and I didn't have my car registered and I got pulled over one time, they impounded my car, basically stole my car, you know. Now, what if I were to say, hey, you can't take my car, and I pulled a gun? What would happen if I tried to defend my property? What would happen?
Well, that's kind of your fault, Eric.
Why is it my fault? What would have happened if I tried to defend my property?
Register your car.
Okay, so, you know, but Abraham,
breathe, Donald, breathe. I know it's hard. Breathe.
I have a pretty easy question. I'm confident you can't answer it.
Breathe, Donald.
I'm confident you can't answer this question.
I know it's hard, Donald. Just breathe. You won't do yoga just yet.
I'm confident you can avoid it with statements like that. I'm confident you can't answer it. Why should I register my car?
Why does that law mean in the first place?
Well, because the government likes to have reasons to use violence. Well, not that it likes to, it's that it manifests in that form. That's what government is. Fucking Abraham.
That gazebo looks very nice.
What the fuck else do you think government is except the justification of violence and the monopoly of use of force? That's what it is. It's a system of justifications for violence and a monopoly on use of force. Some of which are appropriate and some of which are not. My point...
Attention one, we have just arrived.
My point is that
we have just arrived to our destination.
Stealing more money, just waste more money on fucking social programs that don't work and get exploited immediately.
Read,
is a stupid idea.
Don't breathe.
Hey, Abraham, listen, you're trying to dismiss everything I'm saying right now on the grounds of addressing my tone or thinking that, like, I'm going to make some jokes about it or whatever. Fact is, I'm making actual real arguments.
Can you show them what that gazebo looks like?
Hell no. I'm making real arguments, you see, Abraham. That is to say, I'm making statements that mean something. Fucking liberals. They're terrified of actually arguing the point.